Subscribe to Attracting Prosperity 101. All right, welcome to the video. I'm Simon Tess running a podcast at the same time, trying to. All right, so I can give you guys more detail because Attracting Prosperity. This is, it just dawned on me. This is where the rubber meets the road. Uh, okay, so my screen's not going blank. Here's the goal. Uh, for many years now, been wanting to learn how to make money online. I've tried. I'm going to go back and put a list together of all the things I've tried to do because there's so many of them I forgot. But we're here and now, and that's what I want to share with you because I've got so much stuff to share, and I'm trying to get it together because through this coronavirus stuff, a lot of marketers are offering their stuff for free or for like $1. So I want to get that out to you. One of the things I'm gonna uh, the word escapes me at the moment, but I'm gonna warn you about that I will tell you not to do, but that I'm doing is you should choose something and stay focused on it. And I am, but what I'm doing has three parts to it, and I'm trying to do those simultaneously. So obviously, when, and there's a saying about this, but I can't remember how it goes. But when you focus on more than one thing, you're dividing your attention. Obviously, it's more powerful to be focused on one thing. So my one thing is Ron's choice, which is happiness, health, and prosperity, which are three separate parts. I realize it for me, life is about being happy, which that includes relationships, which if you watch my video from today on Ron's choice, I go into a little bit more in depth about that. Happiness is relationships, relationship with yourself and with a partner, uh, a life partner, and work relationships and friends and family, and extends out from there. That's the core, being happy, and that comes in the mind. So that's something you have to work on for yourself. You got to get happy here, and then it extends out. Uh, so that is the core. I think that's important for everybody, but some people don't want they don't want to hear that. And so health, that's to me, you got to have your health. So I have some specifics for that, but some people are just only interested in health, losing weight, getting healthy. So, and not everybody is interested in attracting prosperity. And this is particularly internet marketing is the main thing, but it's a mindset too. All of it's a mindset. So that's the main thing, Ron's choice. And then it's going into health and prosperity. So I'm including all those on the podcast. I keep pointing over here. If I could move the camera, I'd show you. I've got my iPad running the podcast. I have two earbuds. They're separate. Um, they're two cases. Uh, one of them's hooked to the iPad, and one of them's hooked to the phone, so I can record at the same time. And I got I got a boom mic, but that hooks to the PC, and I was using a webcam, and it just got that difficult. So this brings me to my first point for today is I'm one of those that plans, and I would see, okay, might be a problem, that might be a problem. You don't know really what's going to be a problem. You got to get a base, you got to get the core, and then you got to go. So I know that the main thing is getting videos and get them out. Well, uh, I get bored by a lot of people's videos, so I'm trying to, as I do this, trying to keep it fresh, trying to keep the uhs and the ahs out of it. I try to if you're watching a video, give some eye candy, and not get too far off track. So, with that being said, there's a book out there that's called Ready, Fire, Aim. Too many times we say we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we don't. because, there's other things. There could be life things, but, maybe we don't know exactly how to do it. We have an idea. You got to go. You got to get started. So what if you fumble? Pick the ball back up. Uh, One example that I can give that comes to my mind is I built a deck out back, and I'm trying to picture it entertaining people. So I'm like, I can set this up, set that up. And I do a lot of work in preparation, but now my battery's running low. All right. I got a phone call earlier and it shut the last video off. So my son comes home and he has his friends over, and I observed, because I'm an observer, where everybody was congregating, what they were doing, how they were interacting, and that caused me to redesign my bar, redesign the layout. And so I said, you know what? Instead of trying to anticipate too much, just do it, set it up, use it, see how to improve it. And then I realized, that's what goes on everywhere, right? iPhone, we're on what, iPhone 12, 13, the Pro, X Pro, because they keep making improvements. If they waited till they had the best product, they'd never put a product out, right? That's why you have different products that come out. My personal business right now is an assembly business. And over the years, I've seen the products change. I've seen the hardware change. I've seen the instructions change. I've seen how they package the hardware differently because they get feedback from customers. But they just had to go with what they had, and then they made changes as they went. Even though it's frustrating on a consumer's end sometimes, you're like, man, why didn't they do that the first time? But on my end, I'm just grateful because, as I'm putting stuff together, I'm like, who designed this? It's like they could have done this, could have done that. And then, a year later, the changes are made. I'm like, oh, cool, somebody thought of it. So you got to go. Whatever you're wanting to do, just go. Just figure it out as you go. And you might decide to change your path. That's fine. You got to get going, though. That's that's so crucial if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur. Attracting prosperity is about the law of attraction, but what's missing, and I may change this or add another slide. I just put all this up. Dude, I'm telling you, I've got green screens. I was spending way too much time. But this, I felt like, okay, this is cool. And when I put this up, there was a glare from the light, so I had to figure out how to lean it and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, what's missing from the law of attraction, if you notice, the last word in attraction is action. It's action. It's inspired action. And unless you're clear and clairvoyant, you're not going to get like some people, like Einstein. He goes, the theory of relativity comes to him, or whoever did that theory. Some people are just absolutely in tune, and maybe that was their complete purpose. And maybe you're trying to figure out your purpose that's here. So if you have a thought, if you have an idea, you have to start fleshing it out. You have to start taking action toward it, and then you will figure out as you go if it's right or not, and you'll make the changes and adjustments. And you might end up on a completely different path, but you've got to go. And that's why, which I'll start including that more and more. Meditation is really important. A lot of people, and I still haven't figured it out. And I'm going to share my methods of meditation in more detail, but I share it with you now. I try to take at least 5 minutes to just clear my mind. To me, meditation is focus, and a lot of people think meditating is just focusing on nothing, and it is. There's transcendental meditation where they use uh, chants. That's to help keep thoughts out of your mind. For me, it's about control. Uh, it's not about not thinking about anything. So what I do, I have some meditation music that I play, and it's usually it's got some binaural beats in it, and it has some chanting. That seems to kind of take my mind off of things. Some meditation tells you to focus on your breathing. Uh, And it's a challenge to try and keep thoughts out. But the reward is after that, continue to meditate, but just let whatever thoughts come in. So there's visualizing, there's meditating on something specific. So I try to start off with just clearing my mind. Now, I went through some hypnosis for weight loss, and she talked us through it, and she's like, I have to listen to it again, but I just put me in a totally relaxed state. So I try to envision a light coming down through my head and just going through and relaxing. And I go through each part, relaxing my cheek, relaxing my jaw, going down, and I can feel it. And I can actually feel my body tingle. So I try to go all the way down and just relax, just see everything just loosening up and relaxing. And just try to, when thoughts come in, I just focus and relax. And I tried to look somewhere right about here inside my head. So I'm looking here because I notice when my eyes just go around, I'm just looking at whatever. So if I try to focus on a spot, right in between my brows, but I try to give myself 5 minutes just to clear everything out. And then after that, I just let the thoughts come in. And there'll be some crazy, weird thoughts and just let it go depending on what's going on. If you have something specific, if you want to ask a question, this is, to me, this is connecting with source. This is connecting with your higher self to figure out what it is you're wanting to do. And there might be certain steps. That's why I say you just got to go. There might be certain things you have to do and learn before you go on to the next thing. So just let that go. Ask yourself, so what is it that I want? What is it that I want? And start just doing a checklist. And your mind, you'll start connecting and things will start flowing. I've done this with like projects, like I'll want to build something. I'm like, this is the end thing, the result I want. How am I going to do that? What kind of pieces of wood do I need? How do I start? Where do I start? And I'll have a basic idea. But I mean, it won't be perfect and I'll draw it out, but I have to go do it. And a lot of times I change it as I'm building it. So that's another example that for me, just going and doing something, I'll have an idea like this TV behind me. There's a window back there. And I'm like, how can I put this TV back here? Because I wanted that instead of a green screen so I could use it for slides and stuff. So I said, well, how do I build this stand? And how do I make it sturdy? And then how do I make it from not falling over? So I built the stand first, and then I figured out how to attach it to the wall. And then there was a glare, so I had to lean it forward. So I I built this little clip here to help it from falling over. So it was just a process. And you have to enjoy the journey. You have to enjoy the process. You can't get frustrated because then that causes problems. That causes your mind to close up. And I cover that a lot in Ron's choice video today. But as far as attracting money, now that's something specific, right? You're gonna have to fix how you think about money. Now I have the 4 steps here, and this is the basic rules of law of attraction. You got to know what you want, right? I mean, you got to know where you're going. If you're gonna go on a trip, you got to kind of know where you're gonna go. And if not, you just go and you figure it out, right? And sometimes that's okay. So that's a little misleading. Know what you want. Maybe you don't need to know. Maybe you don't need to know exactly. Go general, but you have enough to have an idea. Now, obviously, the more specific you are, if you're going to go after something, if you want to go to a certain place, it's a lot easier to plan that trip, right? So you have to visualize it. Visualize what you're wanting. A lot of successful people say, how's the saying go? Focus from the end. Look at what you're wanting. Well, look at what you're really wanting. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want a lot of money." Is that really what you want, or do you want a life of freedom? Do you want to be able to travel? And so visualize those things. Visualize the life that you want. You're getting up every day at whatever time you're sleeping until it's telling you wake up, and you get up and you go work out for as long as you want, and then you're doing what? Making videos. Um, what are you doing? What do you see yourself doing? The possibilities are endless. It's your world. Create it. Don't worry about so much the how. It's there. We're human beings. It's inevitable. But the how is not always, that's not the most important thing. It's where you're wanting to go. The how will figure itself out. And if you enjoy the process and enjoy the journey, you'll figure it because you can make money doing anything, right? People do it in all facets of life, and people fail at those same things that other people are being successful at. Now, beyond that, after visualizing, which you can do that with your meditation as well. You meditate and then you visualize. Just see, and you have to feel it. Yeah, you got to feel yourself taking these trips, driving that car. You got to really want it. You could probably think about something in your life that you really, really wanted, and you ended up getting it, and that's all you thought about. You obsessed about it. Maybe you still had to go to work and do what you had to do, but you figured out a way to get what you wanted, and that that's what it is. That's what it takes. But sometimes it's so big that we don't think it's really possible. You have to think big. I mean, my goodness, look around you, man. Look at we got people living in space right now. Although some people don't believe that, but there's a space station. There's people living in space. We're sending rockets up there all the time now. Reusable rockets at this point. They go up and come back. They're taking supplies and coming back. The internet, video, the roads, the buildings that we have. I mean, we have planes. People, just possibilities are endless. It's so crazy. You can do whatever you want. It truly is. You just have to believe it. So then the fourth one is relax and expect results. So relax means enjoy the journey, relax, breathe, and you have to expect it. You have to believe it so much that you're expecting the results, right? I expect to have what I'm going after because that's what I want, right? I mean, if that's what it is. It's expecting to get what you're going after. So there's a lot more I want to share. Again, this is just this is a test run. I'm trying to. I know when I watch videos and stuff, I don't like it when they ramble and go all over the place because usually I'm looking for something specific. So I'm trying to be specific, but at the same time, uh, make it make sense. And that's why I broke it down into three parts. Because if you're wanting to learn how to make money online, you obviously, you're not wanting to sit here listening to me talking about eating right and calories in, calories out. So, uh, subscribe to the YouTube channel to get updates when the videos come out. Go like the fan page. I'm going to have several ways to be in touch. There's a lot of information that I need to share. Oh my God, with I'm just overwhelmed. I got several books, a lot of stuff. I've got some stuff to share you that's free. Some marketers that have put their stuff up for free because of the coronavirus. And I'm trying to jump into the stock market. I'm trying to learn about that. I'm trying to learn about options and ETFs. And so I'm not going to give you advice on that, but I'm just going to share you what I'm doing. I got an E-Trade account. If you're interested and you don't have one and you're wanting to look how to take advantage of the stock market, I would highly suggest if you have some money, open up an E-Trade account and fund it because it takes several days for it to get funded. So just to be prepared to make an investment if you want to. They say luck. The definition of luck is when preparedness meets opportunity, right? So when an opportunity comes and you're not prepared for it, which i.e. the stock market drops, it's a good time to buy into it. If you're not ready to do that, if you haven't saved up the money or whatever, if you're not ready, then I'm unlucky. You weren't prepared for the opportunity, you know. So everything I do has a main theme. You're in control. You are in control. It's up to you. You have life will give you whatever you need to accomplish whatever you want. Whatever it is, there's proof of that all over the place. So, uh, some of this has to do with mindset because that was my question. Why are some people successful in an industry and the exact same industry? There's other people that aren't successful, and I think it all has to come down to the individual. There's certain ways of thinking. One of the books that I would suggest and recommend, which I have and can give away for free, but I got to get that all set up again, is The Science of Getting Rich. It's an old book, but they say Think and Grow Rich is a good one. It's kind of long, some good stories in it. It's just it's to me it's too cumbersome. It's like it's up here. It's up here. It's awareness. It's awareness of what you're doing, what you got going on. Got to take those steps. If you're not moving, if you're not growing, you're not gonna get anything. You're not taking action, the right kind of inspired action. So anyway, that's it. I'm gonna end it here. Let's see. I'll end the podcast, end the video, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.